Okay.
So let me tell you something, Elon. I heard Elon Musk say something, and I got a little bit like convicted. So he was talking about first principles and solving world problems and all this other sort of stuff. And he was saying that there's a lot of really smart people out there trying to solve problems like how to get people to click on email links. And he was kind of, you're bad. He didn't say you're bad, but he's like, what I wish you would do is take all that brain power and actually solve real problems that would move humanity forward. And I'm like, oh crap, that's what I'm trying to do is solve how to get people to how to hijack their dopamine to get them to click on the email link.
Mm-hmm.
So I started thinking maybe I need to start maybe with that maybe I need to start solving more important problems, you know?
Yeah, why not?
Well, the thing is because getting people to click on email links pays really, really well, you know?
Mm-hmm. But then you're prioritizing your money as the metric you want to measure.
I know. And then I'm really starting to think about that. Well, maybe there's a way that I can get, add a little more value to society and still make good money. I'm not saying no money. I'm not saying this, but maybe I just tweak them a little bit.
Well, honestly, it's like you were talking about potentially, was it getting on the AI board at the local college or something like that?
Yeah.
Those are all things that I think add value, right? Because you get involved in bringing AI to the masses so they understand it, so they're not as upset by it or whatever. And I don't know that you're going to get money directly from that. However,
no.
the connections that come from that, your visibility to others, the fact that people might think of coming to you with questions and the like, would put you in a better situation to have impact and probably make money at the same time.
That's called power. Right? You get power. You get influence.
Yeah, influence.
Which means money comes from you get connected to the right people.
It doesn't have to, but honestly, it often does, and I think you'd be silly to ignore it.
Yeah, exactly. So here's another thing. So I got this thing. I don't know if let me show you this kit, Chris. So this is, what's this thing called? I can't remember. It's a Raspberry Pi, and it's like a high-end Raspberry Pi.
Okay.
And so this is what I'm gonna make. I'm gonna try to make it. We'll see if I can make it or not. It's gonna be a cat toy because we got 2 male orange cats in the house, and both of them think they're the alpha. And so when you have 2 cats that think they're the alpha, or 2 people that think that, you're gonna have conflict, right? I mean, it's just sort of natural. So I think what I'm gonna try to do is I'm gonna try to drain their energy. So I'm gonna make an AI-based cat toy that will identify each of the 3 cats in the house. And I can actually run a model on this edge device that's completely off the internet, that you build a model once, and AI is telling me that, oh, this could be actually valuable for all sorts of other things. You wouldn't even have to connect to the internet to evaluate emails. There's a lot of things these little baby models can do that isn't the full power. And so literally for like $200, you can buy this computer, plus it'd be some setup fee. But I could run this thing, no monthly fee, and the data is 100% contained. It's not going up into the cloud. So already I'm starting to think in terms of, oh, that's a whole different direction.
So you're going to run one of the models off it, is what you're saying?
Yeah. Well, no, it's called like AI Edge. I can't remember what the name of it is, but there's technology through Google. You can train these models and run it. It'll detect what cat it is. And then basically I'm going to learn that cat's behavior, and the model is going to tune based upon what that cat likes. And so it's going to play with the cat in a way that it wants. And so then it's all going to tie into dopamine because cats have dopamine just like humans. And so I'm going to literally try to manipulate my cat's dopamine, because what you don't want to do is you don't want to let it win all the time, because it'll stop playing because it's too easy. But you don't want to let it lose all the time, because then it won't play anymore. So it's got to be just the right balance. Just the right tease, just like Las Vegas. Ultimately the house is going to win every single time, but it's got to give you a little dopamine hit every once in a while. You've got to win a little jackpot here and there. And so I think what I'm going to try to do to learn AI and electronics is try to tune this thing to perfectly entertain my cats, basically hijack their dopamine loop. And then if I can get this principle there, they're saying it is so easy to get hacking people in opening emails with specials or whatever. And it's like AI with even simple models, you can predict basically when people open it, how long they stay on the email, when they click the link to actually gather this data, how likely they are to quit. And so right before they quit, you send them a bounce back coupon to jack up their dopamine. So now I'm thinking about marketing in terms of dopamine and arousal and interest and attention instead of these classic marketing techniques. So this is what I'm trying to learn from the underlying physics. I'm trying to go down to the underlying first principles of how this stuff works. And whether you're trying to jack with my cat's dopamine or a person surfing the web, dopamine's dopamine, man. It'll
So
just learn.
2 weekends ago, I went to Huracan's event that he held. Huracan
Oh yeah,
is the president of our Toastmasters group, and he was doing a
yeah.
leadership course. And I went to Tony's also in our Toastmasters group, his the week before. And then 2 weeks ago, Jamar and I went to Huracan's.
Oh
And, he was
cool.
talking about growth and overcoming, barriers and the like. But, now I know lost my train of thought. Because something you said triggered me to think that.
Dopamine. Was it anything to do with dopamine? Motivation?
I'm sure it had to do with it, but I lost the thread. So
Brain fart. That happens
yeah,
to me all the time.
it happens as we get older too. So right,
Yeah,
so
exactly.
it'll
So
come back
anyways,
to me later. But anyway,
so that's my path forward. So that's why I've fiddled with AIs with the chatbots. Now I'm like, now I want to literally build it and understand it,
oh, I know what I was thinking.
trying to get down to first principles as much as possible. I said, when you do that, now you'll be able to solve problems 10 times as hard
Well,
because you understand the underlying principles.
so Jamar, who's also been on our show, was talking about the goal everyone wants to get to is to be significant. And
Yeah.
so he had like
To
three
be seen.
S's. He had 3 S's. He had you need to survive,
Yeah.
you need to succeed, and then you
Yeah.
need significance, right? And
Yeah.
he had those like layers, right? And I
Yeah.
was thinking about how most of the problems that we get with people getting so angry today are really about survive. They're just in kind of
Yeah.
survival mode. And
Yeah.
it's so
Right.
easy to trigger people to fear and to be in survival mode.
Yeah.
When what we really want them to do is to be in a success and even a significance kind of a mindset,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And
Yes.
so what I was thinking about was one of the things, how do you how do you use dopamine to trigger people towards a positive goal? So
Yeah.
depending on what you're trying to sell them, and I don't mean that in a negative sense, what are you trying to get them to pay attention to? And
Yeah.
how do
Right.
you get them to pay attention? And how do you get them to associate the positive dopamine feeling with something that's actually good for them?
Yeah. Right.